but it feels really good out. So if this noise is gonna irritate you, the wind, just go ahead and click off right now. Because I don't want to raise up my windows and turn on the air. I want to feel the natural breeze. And hopefully I'm talking loud enough so you guys can hear me. And now I'm running into traffic. So, you know what I was also thinking about? I was thinking about, go ahead there, little mama, ride that big body caddy. Big body Benz. Remember, I used to be dusty. I'm gonna just give y'all my perception, and y'all can kind of just do what you want with it. Y'all can actually be like, that was trash, we don't care. Or y'all can be like, oh my gosh, that makes a lot of sense. Or y'all can be like, but what? I mean, it's cool. So, one thing that I'm realizing, I have realized, I bet you this gonna make me go west. Go ahead, Lexus girl, because you trying to come, sweetie. Let me get over and get out your way. Because you got something to do. Go ahead, Bookie Butt. I've been using this tactic for a while. And you know, stuff that I say, it definitely be common sense, in a sense, using that loosely. But, I need to get my nails done. I never let my nails go this long. These are my real nails. And, oh my goodness, when they grow too long, it hurts. But I'm so particular. My nail lady was out, and I was like, oh no. Well, I knew she was going to be out, so I already knew that I was going to have to go a little bit extra. And they be trying to, I ain't let nobody else do my nails, I'm sorry. But, y'all, is it really windy? Like, am I doing too much with this wind? Y'all, I just want to feel the wind. I'll raise it up a little. Y'all just work with me, please. I love this wind. You know, one thing that I loved about my hometown, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, is, baby, when it's a nice breeze, it was nothing like sitting outside on a porch, driving around, you seeing people you know, you hop out the whip, y'all chopping it down outside, you ride through certain neighborhoods, family outside, barbecuing. You didn't even have to be invited to the barbecue. You could just literally pull up like, what up? I happen to see y'all. They like, come get a plate. Like, or if it was a nice cool breeze and you can open up your door and you got a screen door, you open up them windows, and if it's kind of raining a little bit, all of that, I love that. So that's why I really want to feel this wind, because it's kind of drizzling a little bit, so the smell of the rain, the wind blowing, so y'all bear with me. But I've been using this concept for a while, and I'm sure. Now, when I go under the bridge, it do be a little loud, so I'll wait. I'm sure a lot of people use this concept, but I have learned over time, and then I found this scripture that backs it up. But I have learned over time, and hopefully y'all will be able to understand what I'm saying. I'm going to try my best to explain it. I have learned to not always, if you will, ask God for things. But I've learned to not always ask God for things. To not always ask God to change something. I'm not saying that those things are not okay, so follow me. Come follow me, come follow me, come follow me now. Right now. Y'all know when Usher popped back out and he did that residency, baby, Usher was popping. I was like, did people forget? Because let me tell you something. Usher is it. That was Usher's song anyways, by the way. But Did they open the highway back up? Because this is going to determine where I go. And I have like 5 seconds to decide. Let me see. Because they have closed this highway for a very long time. And it always tricked me at the end. They don't even have no signs a few miles back saying highway closed. They just, wow. Uh-oh. We open with it. Let's do it. Now I'm gonna have to Debo. This is my bike, pump. Excuse me. Okay, we in there. So I have learned, not all the time, again, this is just my perception. This is just where I come from. Not where I come from. This is just where I'm coming from, where I've learned over the, last few years. I have learned to not always ask God for things. I have learned to not always ask God to change situations. I have learned to not always ask God to fix it, to rescue, whatever it is that I could probably ask God for concerning anything. I sometimes take a moment to really think about what I'm kind of going to say when I'm going in prayer. And when I say when I'm going in prayer, I could be driving and think of something and just start talking to God. So when I say go into prayer, I'm not saying that I'm saying, dear Heavenly Father, da-da-da. I'm just talking to him just like this. Like, God, you know what? I'm trying to figure out. So that could be a form of going into prayer, meaning my time with him, my one-on-one time with him. That comes by way of conversation. And sometimes when I'm literally talking out loud to him, or I'm having certain thoughts in my head, I may not be in a posture of just only prayer. It may be conversational that may lead to my requests, or that may lead to what I once thought about something, but now that I'm talking, I know y'all did not just put me on this highway and then close this part of the highway. Ooh, so now I'm gonna have to go. Why y'all don't have signs telling people what this dealio is? It's cool. So sometimes I'll think about, okay, am I going into prayer and I'm asking them questions? Or God, am I just talking right now and what have you? So anyway, I learned that sometimes based on what the scenario is for me in a lot of situations, and I'm going to use this next word loosely, I learned that asking for wisdom is more powerful. Now, I'm not saying it's more powerful than prayer in terms of asking God to change something or to fix it or to open up this door. No, we're never going to minimize the hand of God, right? But I've learned to ask God for wisdom versus, God, just give me the money. God, give me wisdom how to get the money. God, give me wisdom that when you give me the idea, give me the wisdom be able to understand the idea, to maximize the idea. God, when I do have a certain amount of money, or when you do give me God, give me wisdom on what to do with it. I just said, and here's why I'm going to say this. There's a scripture in the Bible, a story in the Bible, and don't call me with all the names because I'm not Noel Jones. Get somebody else. I mean, I understand the Bible based on me. So Noel Jones is a scholar, and I ain't nobody knocking him because he does that. But there was a story in the Bible. I actually just read it, so I don't know why I can't remember these names. But the person in the Bible, and please forgive me for not knowing, but if you go look up the story, you'll be able to see it. The person in the Bible, the God said, ask me, tell me what it is that you want. And he said, just give me wisdom for your people. And the Lord came back and said, because you asked me for wisdom for my people, to help them, not only am I going to give you wisdom, but I'm going to give you, he said, because you asked me for wisdom, you didn't ask me for wealth and riches and things. Because you asked me for wisdom to be able to lead my people, he said, not only am I going to give you the wisdom, but also I'm going to give you wealth, fame, and fortune. And when I was looking at that, it wasn't but also I'm going to give you wealth, fame, and fortune is what made me get excited. Like, oh, okay, so let me try to finesse it, because if I ask for wisdom, he's going to give me this. No, you know why I got excited? Because in that moment, it helped me realize wisdom is more powerful than wealth, fame, and fortune. So this is a true story. A few weekends, one particular weekend, I was dealing with someone that said something that was cuss out worthy, roasting worthy, slap you worthy, back slap you worthy, pimp hand strong worthy, beat you up worthy, it's on site worthy, period. In my flesh, I could feel myself warring to the point where, and watch this, there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong when you can recognize things. This is a true story for me. Y'all, right now I'm just sharing y'all my little experience, right? And why I came up with this concept. In my flesh, I could feel myself warring to the point where I said to a person that I was with, you know, I was dialoguing a conversation, whoop-de-whoop, wham, wham, bam, bam. I'm gonna release this sanitizer. And I said, and they were saying, you know, well, da-da-da. They were saying what they were saying. And I said, oh no, I understand all of that. I said, but right now, I said, I'm warring between my flesh and my spirit man. I'm warring between, I'm valid, do what's right in terms, I'm valid, meaning I have every right to say da-da-da-da, check them, stand on business, and it's up. I said, I'm warring between that, and I'm warring between dealing with the situation with wisdom. I could feel the war in my body and in my mind. See, this is why being so honest and transparent with yourself and even with God, do you think God gave a care that I felt that way? Meaning, he wasn't going to judge me. Oh, well, since you warring, I don't trust you. I was like, oh, Lord, I feel like this, but my spirit said, man, it's Sam, but I know this is the right way, boom, boom, boom. But I could literally feel the change in my body. Y'all, my nail is hurting. I could feel the change in my body. I could feel my blood pressure shifting, not like on some, my blood pressure so high I can't focus. But you know, you can feel the physical reactions of certain scenarios. And in this particular scenario, my physical reactions was feeling the irritation, the bothersome, the dealing with ignorant people and da-da-da-da, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. I could feel that physically in my body. And I could feel my mind going back and forth between the two. Because one side of my mind is saying, I can say da-da-da-da-da, and I know it's going to be right, and blah-blah-blah-blah-blah. But then the other half of my mind is saying, but Jennifer, you dealing with ignorant people. You already know this is how it go. You already know this what they be on. You already know. So, okay. So, as an example as to what I'm talking about, y'all follow me. We're going somewhere. I could have easily said, God, make them see da-da-da-da-da-da. God, show them da-da-da-da-da-da. God, give me what to say, because when I say da-da-da-da-da, I want to say everything. Don't let me leave nothing out. God, it's not fair that the person I love so dearly got to go through this and this and that, so therefore I'm valid to defend them and stand in their honor and da-da-da-da. So you know what, God, just go ahead and just bear with me. But you know, I could have asked him to do so many different things. But because I know that I'm in this different place and I understand in a lot of the scenarios that wisdom is better than rich, fame, and fortune, and you can break that down in whatever way you want. But I know what it means to me. I already know where I'm at. So I asked for wisdom. And I had to keep repeating it. Not because I didn't think God would do it. Because I was backing my flesh down. God, give me wisdom. God, give me wisdom. Give me wisdom with my mouth. Give me wisdom with my thought. But God, let my thoughts be wise. God, let my thoughts be tactical. God, bring my emotions under subjection to wisdom. Bring my verbiage under subjection to wisdom. Bring the physical aspect of what I'm feeling under subjection to wisdom. Give me wisdom. So that's what I was meaning. And some time went by. I felt my body calm down. My eyes of understanding began to open up. My thoughts that was telling me what I'm valid what I would be valid to say or do began to override. And then I started thinking like, they just don't know no better. And Jennifer, you can't have a conversation with the enemy. That's not a conversation. That you have to have a tactical approach. What do you think the enemy's response is going to be to you? Logical, friendly, kind, understanding? You think the enemy's going to adjust for you? Right? Because the enemy uses people. So, i.e., do you think the enemy and or the flesh of the enemy that the person is using, the flesh of the person that the enemy is using, you think that they're going to all of a sudden be wise and say, oh my gosh, thank you for telling me that. Oh my gosh, thank you for bringing it to my attention. No, the enemy doesn't say that. The enemy's going to get riled up because you're giving it attention. It's not going to seek to understand. It's going to seek to destroy. It may try to pretend like, oh yeah, but then it's going to use it as a momentum to stab you in the back later, or to launch an attack elsewhere, or to da-da-da-da. So when I began to think about that, God was giving me the wisdom. And I've had so many situations like that. So now I make it a habit that before I even say, God, you just need to cause them to have to da-da, so they can understand. No, God, give me the wisdom. Because I understand wisdom lasts longer than emotion. Wisdom lasts longer than feelings. Wisdom lasts longer than heartbreak. Wisdom lasts longer than failure. Wisdom lasts longer than brokenness. Wisdom lasts longer than fear. You know why? Because you can still have so many things happen to you. But when God gives you the wisdom on how to deal with it and counteract it, it will feel like it was just a soft blow. It will feel like it was just like this was nothing. So what used to get me up there on 10, just like that, I was able to bring it all back under subjection. Why? Because why would I keep doing something that I know isn't good for me, that I know isn't healthy for me, that I know the enemy is using it as a tactic, so therefore I have to be tactical. And so I have to call everything that is according to that situation that's not healthy under the subjection of wisdom. And once I did that, I'm like, oh wow, like you really tried to get me. And then I remember I was walking down my stairs and I said, Father, thank you for bridling my tongue. Thank you for giving me the wisdom. Because see, wisdom helps you understand. Wisdom calms you down. Wisdom doesn't let you think illogically. Is it logically a word, y'all? Probably not. Wisdom does not let you think crazy. Wisdom slows your thoughts down. Wisdom calms that anxiety. Wisdom calms that fear. Wisdom calms that loneliness, because now you're going to gain a better understanding. That's why he said, God, give me the wisdom to lead your people, which is suggestive that I don't have the answers. But if you give me the answers, if you give me the skill, if you give me the tools, if you give me the knowledge, if you give me the plan, that I can follow. And then when you rehearse these things, you don't react so quickly. So therefore, why do I say that wisdom outlasts anything else, especially negative things? Because if you're in a relationship, right? And I know at the start it might not seem believable, but I'm telling you, if you rehearse something over and over and over and over again, you'll start to see that thing manifest. You'll start to see the flesh in your belief system. You'll start to see your spirit will take over. Your flesh wants to doubt, but you'll see your spirit take over. If you're in a relationship, hypothetically, and that person is mishandling you and dogging you, or whatever the case may be, and they're hurting your feelings, and instead of you saying, I'm not saying you can't say this as well, that's not this video, but instead of you saying, God, why do they keep doing this to me? God, pardon me, allow them. Oh, y'all, my bad. I wanted to tell y'all that I had the cherry berry frost from Chick-fil-A, and I didn't wait for y'all. I drank it. I'm sorry. But instead of you saying, God, why they doing this? God, God, I'm so tired. God, I can't take it. God, I'm tired of helping people and da-da-da-da. God, he always doing this. She always doing that. They always da-da-da. Then you say, God, give me the wisdom to deal with this loneliness. God, give me the wisdom to deal with this brokenness. God, they've hurt me again. God, give me the wisdom to see what is happening. God, give me the wisdom to be able to put my heart back together that feels shattered. God, give me the wisdom to deal with the brokenness. God, give me the wisdom to deal with disappointment. You'll begin to see that you'll get strengthened. And so before you think you sitting around hypothetically seeing what God is going to do, and God will begin to give you things. You'll be on your phone and sometimes you'll get a feeling of, I want you to research anxiety. I want you to look up healthy relationships. I want you to look up communication. I want you to look up dealing with loneliness. Or something will pop up on your timeline that may speak to where you at. You may see a quick reel, or you may see a clip, or you may get on YouTube and listen to a video or something of that nature. And you'll realize, wait a minute, I can't believe this thing was getting me down. Like, yeah, I understand negative things is designed for us to have a negative impact on us. But God, I thank you that instead of me sitting here feeling the way that I'm feeling, not being productive, it taking a toll on me mentally and emotionally. God, thank you for allowing me to read something that teaches me how to deal with that teaches me what an unhealthy relationship is, that gives me the strength, that talks about how to put a plan in place when you know you want better, that talks about how do you get yourself out there to connect with different people so that you can get out of a situation with wisdom, so that you can end a relationship with wisdom, or so that you can better a relationship with wisdom. That's another example. We could be saying, God, why don't you change them? Why can't you get them to see that if we work together, we'll be this power couple and da da da. But God, give me the wisdom to be able to understand relationships, to be able to understand what the dynamics of a relationship as it relates to this particular person who appears to have these particular moves, these particular characteristics, these particular personalities. God, give me the wisdom. God, give me the wisdom to deal with it. And he will begin to say, well, hypothetically, well, do you think it's healthy to be yelled at? Do you think it's healthy to be yelled at over and over again? And then you may start looking up studies on what it looks like to what happens when someone argues with you. Why does that tear you down? Why do you feel low? You may start seeing things on what somebody deserves. How do you have boundaries? But in the moment when we're going through so much, if we just really honest about it, you guys, when we going through stuff, we not like, bam, I'm going through. Well, let me go ahead and just start reading a bunch of stuff on how to get out of this situation. Y'all, we don't think like that. You know why? Because the mind is so overwhelmed, and your emotions and your feelings is so overwhelming. You're not like, girl, I can't believe he cheated on me. Let me start looking up stuff on how to deal with the aftermath of a broken relationship. I'm not saying people don't think like that, but on average, that's not what we're thinking, because we're caught up in what it feels like. Oh my goodness, God, I just opened up my bank account and I saw I only have $20-something left. Dang, what am I gonna do? So now you finna be overwhelmed by that. Nobody says, oh well, $20-something. Well, let me go ahead and read a book on financial literacy. We're not doing that, because the enemy wants us to sit in that. But then when you begin to command and demand and tell God to, instead of fixing it and changing it and God, give me wisdom. Wisdom will say, you don't have to deal with this, and I'm gonna give you the strategy on how to get out of that. Wisdom will say, you don't have to keep living from paycheck to paycheck. I'm gonna allow you to illuminate. I'm gonna let you see who you really are and illuminate the gift and the talent that I put on the inside of you, so you can find another stream of income. Wisdom ain't gonna say, oh wow, now you're gonna have to call somebody to borrow some money, and then you ain't gonna be able to pay him back anyway. Then y'all gonna have a falling out because you can't pay him back, and you're gonna be too ashamed. Wisdom's not gonna do that. Wisdom is going to allow you to see beyond what it looks like. Wisdom is going to afford you another level of understanding outside of your flesh, outside of your emotions. You said, man, God, I just really wish I can, boost up my clientele. God, just hopefully let my numbers go up. God just let somebody see me. That's the kind of stuff we saying. But wisdom says, how consistent are you? Are you consistent enough to allow that for your platform to grow? Or are you inconsistent with your posting? So here's what I want you to do. Set a timer on set a reminder on your calendar or whatever device you have to tell you, post. What I want you to do is take a moment to create 4 to 5 videos. Try to make 6 videos a week. Therefore, you can try to post something every day. You can kind of be ahead of the game. Don't worry about the time. Don't worry about how long you talking or how long you doing hair or how long you But wisdom now lets you illuminate consistency versus God, oh, one day I just hope I just go viral. No. That's not wisdom. Wisdom will allow you to see things differently, to put different things in place, because sometimes we can pray and ask God for things, and we legit will literally wait till he does it. But the thing is, let's just be realistic. We have to be participants. Participant doesn't mean you do God's job. Being a participant can mean, where's your level of faith? Where's your level of tenacity? Where's your level of consistency? Where's your character at? What are you a procrastinator? Do you put things off? Do you lack I forgot what I was gonna say, so we finna keep on going. But wisdom will allow you to see those things. So then we sitting here saying, I was listening to somebody the other day, and they was like, I kept praying to God over and over and over again. God, please, I want this to go up. I want my numbers to go up. I want more people to come on my TikTok. He said, but you know what? I realized I could pray that all day long. He said, but how is my numbers going to go up on TikTok and I'm not posting nothing? How is my views going to go up on TikTok and I'm not even consistent with what I post? 1 minute I'm talking about dogs, the next minute I'm talking about gerbils, and then the next minute after that I'm talking about nothing. I'm all over the place. I have no plan. I have no drive in terms of where am I going? Who is my audience? Who am I talking to? What am I trying to accomplish? Or am I just on here? That's wisdom. But he's saying, I'm sitting here going on once a week, coming on with an attitude like, oh God, I guess you just never gonna do it for me. And I see everybody else, it's people on here that I don't even think deserve to be on here. And but they're using the wisdom behind their tactic. Do I come on? Is it at a consistent time? Am I promoting? I'm just giving y'all tangible examples, because it's not just about social media. God, I really hope you just fix my marriage. Well, who's making an effort in the marriage? How is God just finna fix something if you checked out and you checked out? But God, give me the wisdom to check back in. Oh, go get a book. Oh, get some coaching. By the way, if you want any one-on-one life coaching, you can go to my social media pages and DM me, or you can send me an email, jennifercrawley86@gmail.com. We won't get coaching. We'll go spend $50 on food, but won't give somebody $50 for a coaching session. That can help motivate you. That can almost give you a jump like a car. That can start you up. That can boost you up. That can, rejuvenate you. That's wisdom. Wisdom is saying, okay, if I'm not good with my finances, I need to put something in place. Wisdom isn't just keep saying you're not good with finances. God, I hope one day you just get me out of this financial rut. He's never going to get you out of the financial rut. Not because he doesn't want to, but because if he does try to get you out the financial rut, you keep spending the money. If you don't know, go look at your credit card statement. Because you had a line of credit of $5,000 and you already at $4,400. Go look at what you spent. I can guarantee you it wasn't on investing in a business. I can guarantee you it wasn't anything that's going to be beneficial or in the best interest of you. I'm not talking about clothes, food, because we all can survive. And half the people that got credit cards, you got clothes and different things like that. So we thinking God is not putting us in these positions or making these things available to us, and he is. But we lack the wisdom on what to do, how to do, when to do, what to say, how to say, right? Hopefully that made sense. God, just let me I go to the car lot and walk around the car lot and put your hand on the car and pray. Put your hand on the car and pray. Claim this car is yours. Wisdom says, why you keep setting up payment arrangements? Because you keep spending the money elsewhere when you can just pay the bill on time. That's how you can boost your credit. Wisdom don't say go to the car lot and put your hand on the car and say, this car is mine in Jesus' name. No, that's religion. Because you finna get a car that has a high car note and you can't budget your finances now, then you're going to be mad at God when they repossess it. But the proof was already in the pudding when you was already spending the money. Versus saying, oh, you know what, let me pay this bill on time for 90 days. You ain't got to do 6 months. That may be too much. Start somewhere. Let me pay my bills on time, because most bills are once a month, which is why I said 90 days. Let me pay my bills on time for 90 days to boost up my credit. Because then once you get the 90 days out the way, guess what? You can give yourself another 90 days. And then you'll realize, oh, I can pay my bills on time, which will then enhance my credit. I can be disciplined with my finances. Some of you may not be able to do don't spend for 90 days. So put yourself on a weekend budget. I know it may sound crazy. Leave your cards at home. Just take cash. Put cash for the week and say, if I cannot remain in this budget for the week, I'm giving myself $150. Sir, I'm trying to record a video, dang. I know, go, you got somewhere to be. You ain't wrong, sir. It's me. It's me. The world don't revolve around me. But you could put some things in place. Because I was talking to some people and I said, when you realize, if you have a bunch of losses, you're never going to know what it feels like to accomplish something. So now you have 50 things that you're trying to accomplish and you accomplishing nothing. And now you're burnt out. You're unmotivated. You feel like God ain't moving on your behalf and nothing is working. No. Get a win first. Like they say, get a small win. Even in basketball, if you down by 15 points, don't look at the 15 points. You take an analysis. We down by 15. It's 17 minutes left on the clock. You call timeout. You bring your kids in and you say, hey, do me a favor. I want y'all to try to score 8 points, which is 3 baskets, by the time the clock says 14 minutes, and only allow them to score twice. Give them a small win. Come on, can y'all do that? We got you, coach. But if you saying, y'all got to try to beat this 15-point lead, come on. Y'all got to come back. We down 15. That could be too stressful. So you have to know what you're working with. You have to use wisdom to break things down, to get yourself motivated, to pull yourself out of the rut. Yeah, okay, maybe you can't save for 6 months. Nobody's tripping. It's not the end of the world. You're not a bad guy. We are not the burglar at McDonald's stealing money. So just say to yourself, you know what? For 24 hours, I'm not going to swipe my card for anything unless it's an emergency or a necessity. Boom, you got the first 24 hours out the way. Now I'm off the highway, so I'm going to raise this up. Now tell yourself, don't say, well, I'm going to try to do it for 2 days now. Start the 24 hours over again. And now before you know it, you done did 2 days without swiping. You done did 3 days without spending. Those are small wins. Sometimes we just need to be able to see that we can do it. Because we get so caught up trying to fake be accomplished and ain't accomplishing nothing. Y'all know that saying. I remember I was talking to this person one time and they used to swear they was busy all the time before I kind of got into their lives like that. Child, when I got to know them. Child, when I first met them, I promise you, they swore they was booked and busy. Child, when I got to know them, they weren't doing nothing but sitting at home all day long. I'm like, why you fake busy? Who you trying to fake impress? Oh, yeah. Hey, girl. Yeah, I got this going on. Let me call you back. Oh, hey, I'm doing this. I'm going to call you in an hour. Girl, you was fake busy. Boy, you was fake busy. I was more busier than you, but you was acting like you was booked and busy. And I found out you was sitting at home all day doing nothing. So don't push yourself to try to act so busy that you don't have nothing accomplished. Sometimes you have to break that thing down and then break that thing down again and then break it down one more time. Get a small win. And I'm not saying the win is small to try to minimize it by using the word small in front of it. But you're going to realize that small win is going to spark something in you and going to be a bigger win. That's wisdom. Wisdom isn't take on 17 projects and have none of them completed. What sense does that make? Wisdom saying, hold on. Let me just get a win somewhere. Let me just, like they say in basketball, if you shooting the three and shooting the three and shooting the three, even Steph Curry has said, which Steph Curry will go down in history as one of the best shooters of all time, better than Ray Allen, better than Reggie Miller. So as great as Steph Curry is, he could have a night during the game and not score a three-pointer, let's say, in the first few minutes. You know what he says? He says, when I start shooting my threes, he did an interview and he said, and I realized it's not going in. He said, I try to just create a way to get a foul to go through the free throw line, because that way it's not that much pressure as me trying to shoot a three with somebody jumping at me. He said, because if I could just go to the free throw line, or if I could just try to get a little closer. Maybe don't shoot the 3. Maybe shoot a mid-range, which is come a little closer to the basket. Maybe let me just get a layup. He said, because if I could just see the ball go in the rim, he said sometimes that's all it takes for me to just say, oh, I got a little layup. Ooh, I got these 2 little free throws. I'm back out at the 3. He's breaking it down to say, can I, whatever it is that has to happen for me to just see a small success, a small win. Now I'm going to be saying, whoo, man, I thought this hand was broke. Oh, got a layup. He said sometimes he said great shooters just need to see the ball go in the rim. However it got to go in. With a foul, with a layup, whatever. Now you just need to see that one go in. Okay. Even if it's just one. He didn't say 6, 7, 8 shots. He said sometimes I just need to see it go in once. Not at the 3. But I'm gonna change it up. Okay, my 3 ain't hitting. Let me try to get a layup. Let me try to create a foul. Ooh, okay, it went in once. Okay, now let's go. My brain said click, went in. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I'm back up. I don't care. I just missed my last 7. We back up. So sometimes you have to know how to break those things down. You have to know how to break those things down with wisdom. You have to know how to break your emotion down with wisdom. You have to know how to break your feelings down with wisdom. Are you really sad because he didn't do da-da-da-da-da-da? Are you sad for a different reason? Because he ain't been doing it. So why are you really sad? Why are you sad over something you know they ain't been doing? What are you expecting? As a matter of fact, you expected them not to come through. You expected them not to say what you felt they should say. You expected them to disappoint you. So wisdom says, hold on. Don't be so emotional. And I'm not knocking emotion, so y'all know what I'm trying to say. Wisdom will say, why are you really sad? Because you fell in love with the idea of the person? You fell in love with with the ideal of what you want a relationship to be? But I just love them so much. Who said that? Well, tell me what love so much is. You love somebody so much that you will watch them keep failing over and 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 over. Now you unhealthy, your hair falling out, your beard thinning, you're losing weight, you're gaining weight, you're stress eating, you ain't eating at all. Wisdom says, is that love? That's what wisdom says. Wisdom checks you. Wisdom lets you see the bigger picture. Really? Oh, y'all start calling that love in 2024? Wisdom says, learn about love. Wisdom says, build up your self-esteem. Wisdom says, understand boundaries. Wisdom says, how do you know what love is and who taught you that? Wisdom says, do you keep settling for things over and over and over again because you watched your mom do it? Because you watched your dad do it? Because grandmama and them put this in your head? Because religion or lack thereof put this in your head? Because you angry? Because you don't want to be alone? Because that's what wisdom does. So wisdom is better than, God, please change him, because God ain't finna change. God's not going to bully anybody to change. There's a part of you that has to want to. So what is the purpose of praying to God that he changes somebody that doesn't want to change? You're experiencing it because you're living it. You know they don't want to change because they keep fooling you just to keep you around. Oh, baby, I promise you I'm going to do better. And you saying, okay, baby. And he saying, baby, is you going to start, you saying, this is man to woman, woman to man, whoever. This ain't about just attacking men or saying things about male characteristics. But you're the person living with the person that's not changing. So you thinking you finna pray to God and then God's just gonna wash it all away? Or is God gonna give you wisdom if you ask for it? And God will say, here's what I want you to say to them, him or her. Here's what I want you to say to your children. Don't say nothing today. Wait a minute, be quiet. Follow through. Set your boundary. Set a reminder on your calendar. Today is boundary day. I'll give you a little leeway to make mistakes and still kind of go through your silliness because God is loving and understanding. But wisdom forces you to put things in place. Forces you to not think with your emotion. Forces you to not think with your feelings. Because we just be saying all type of crazy stuff. I thought I could change him. I thought I can help him. I thought I could motivate him. I thought if I gave him my last $15, I thought if I pulled out $15,000 from my 401k to start his business, he was going to do it, even though he been driving me to work every day, sitting at home all day. But I thought that he was going to do it. How did you think that? Again, this is not the video where people will do the right thing. When I talk about that, wisdom says, wait a minute. Why are you getting ready to call the job? Why are you getting ready to call the benefits department about how can you pull out $15,000 from your 401k? Let's think about this. You've been with them for 2 years. What have they done? Not just for you. What have they done for themselves? What is y'all savings like? Oh, forget money, because everybody ain't having it. Everybody ain't got the means. What are y'all conversations? What are y'all conversations like? Are we having motivational conversations? Do we have healthy communication? Not perfect communication. Has he sat down and showed you the plan? Or did he just give you the plan when y'all was pillow talking? Did she sit down and tell you what she wants to do? Or did you just go for it because she beautiful, she got a bad body? What are we talking about? See the difference what wisdom will do? Then when you start thinking about that thing, again, you had them silent battles where you dang near shame, like, ooh, I ain't gonna definitely tell my family I done gave him $15K out of my 401K. I'm embarrassed. Cause and then this is what we do. We get a person the money, and then we sit there, we scared to ask them, so how's the business plan going? Oh, everything's going good. It's 4-5 months going by, and you saying, oh yeah, so how's everything going with the business? Baby, why you keep on asking me that stuff? Take time. Hold on. Why you got an attitude? But see, wisdom would have already allowed you to peep game. And I ain't say you got to throw somebody to the wayside, but wisdom will say, let's sit down and maybe revisit this at another day. Yeah, because I'm not going to pull out the $15K and then see they will respond. Wow, you don't want to support me? No. It's not that I want to support you. We need to have some consistency in some other areas. Because I'm definitely willing to be an investor. Start talking like that. Look, can we be business partners? It's my $15K, so let me get 70% or 50%. Pardon me, whatever the percentages y'all work out. No, because see, this is up. See, that's what wisdom will give you and wisdom will allow you to say it in love. Watch this. In love with respect and kindness. Wisdom ain't going to allow you to put them down. Highlight they failures, highlight they woes. You already with them, so you living it. So wisdom ain't got to tell you something you already living. You already know what they will and won't do for the most part. Come on now. Wisdom will tell you, yeah, but y'all talked about that after y'all slept together, though. Let's set this thing up like a business meeting. Because this is what it is. This is business. No, but baby, if you love me, you would give me $15K. Actually, baby, that's not wise, because love has nothing to do with giving a person $15K, because banks make out loans to strangers all the time with no love attached. Banks make loans because they want a return on their investment. And so, baby, because I love you, and because I know you have the skill, the motivation, and the tenacity, and the wherewithal, and the knowledge to do it, it's going to be in your best interest that we sign this contract. That we put everything down in writing. Because the last thing that I would want is for you not to get a return on your investment, on my investment, on your investment of your knowledge, on your investment on your wisdom. Oh, baby, you don't trust me? No, I trust you, which is exactly why we're going to do it this way. Because, honey, you know if you go to U.S. Bank right now or Chase Bank right now, they're going to want the same thing. See the response. See, wisdom will protect you from mistakes, from the blindness of leading with love or leading with your body, leading out of just, yeah, man, bro, because you know what I'm saying, she's so bad, you know, bro, man, she was like, you know, asking me, am I willing to, you know, give her a little change and help pay her rent and da-da-da-da. Wisdom will say, she's using you. You guys have no compatibility, i.e. catfish. Why you think you talking to a celebrity? Why you think you talking to an Instagram model that got 20 million followers? There's no compatibility. And I know it's tight, because we don't want to keep it a buck. Why you think she's trying to talk to you and you're the only person sending her money or him money, but he got all the followers, he got all the notoriety, but they need all your money? Wisdom will say, hey, come here real quick. And I'm going to say it behind the hat because I ain't trying to embarrass you. Bro, they're not real. You getting played because, hey, you know I'm wisdom. I ain't going to play you. I ain't finna tell you nothing wrong. This is me. Yes, wisdom. Bro, it's your low self-esteem. It's your loneliness. They don't really want you. And it's not because you're not a good person. But you are going to attach to anything because you need to build yourself up. That's why you keep sending a person money and you've never FaceTimed them in 2 years and you in love. What are you in love with? You don't know them. You've never seen them. It could be a man. That's what wisdom gonna tell you. Hey, but I ain't gonna tell nobody though. But I'm gonna help you out so you don't make a fool of yourself. I know it's tight, but I'm telling y'all, wisdom will keep you out of stuff. Wisdom will keep your bed warm at night without a body. Wisdom will keep you in a good headspace. Wisdom will let you see through the muddy waters. Wisdom will let you see the play from a mile away. I was dealing with somebody, y'all, they said something so crazy to me, and it took everything I could, because I was not trying to be cocky. But they said something to me, and everything in my brain was thinking, you can't possibly think that the way that you are, and I ain't gonna say who, so don't think I'm trying to think I'm all of that in a bag of chips, because you got to know the details, and y'all don't know the details, so don't worry about it. My mind was like, oh, you can't possibly think that the way that you are, and you know the way that you are, that I would want you. Oh, but I appreciate the effort. Nah. But see, if I didn't have wisdom, guess what I would be thinking? Well, maybe, nah, bruh. Because see, when I didn't have wisdom, my emotions got the best of me. I'm so nice to everybody. I have such a good heart. I don't want to leave nobody out there. They said ain't nobody ever been there for them. They said they never experienced this. So I got to make sure I give them everything. And I'm left holding the empty cup. It's a no. If I got the cup, you got to have the liquid. If I got the liquid, you better have a cup. You see how all this work together? Cup, lid, straw. Everybody has to play their role. If I'm the cup, come with the lid. If I got the lid, come with the straw. Baby, come with something. Wisdom will keep you out of so many things. Broken heart. I'm not saying it'll completely, I'm not saying you will never deal with it, but you'll realize you'll go through it differently. Like, oh my goodness, I remember before I used to stay with a person for like a year. Now wisdom lets me see the signs ASAP. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do it. Wow, you're not going to be able to do it. I thought you said, yeah, I am that person, but just not with your skills, not with who you are. Those don't go together. We don't eat peanut butter and sardine sandwiches and your sardines. We have to do what makes sense. Peanut butter and jelly. We could be different, but it can come together. We can work together. You're not trying to do that. So I actually am that person. And I'm a good person and you're a good person. It just doesn't mean that I'm the person for you. I'm the friend for you. You're the job for me. Because wisdom allows us to see through the muddy waters, through the murkiness, through the word salad, through the manipulation, through the gaslighting, through the narcissistic ways. Because, we know y'all love that. Wisdom lets us see through that. So therefore, what you used to go through for 2 years, now you're like, girl, you ain't with so-and-so no more. Girl, because, after a few months, I kind of started seeing things. And, again, I can't break down every scenario. But after this, and I went through that, and we talked about that, yeah, right away, wisdom had already let me know we ain't going to be able to do it. And I'm not going to be lonely. It ain't no crimes. We didn't sleep together. We didn't break bread together. I'm not losing nothing because I didn't just go in, just jumping off the diving board. Because y'all know how we do. We just get in relationships, just be all in. It's like, calm down. You created a fantasy. Did the person actually say this? Did they get to know you? Did you get to know them? Like, where did you come up with this from? Oh my God, because he bought you flowers once, he's just the sweetest person in the world. How was that the sweetest person in the world from one gesture? Make it make sense. And I'm being facetious, but I'm not. We be thinking, I be talking to people and they'll be like, oh my gosh, and then he did this and this and that. And I was like, oh my goodness. oh my gosh, he is just so sweet and so romantic. No, that was a sweet and romantic gesture. It doesn't necessarily make that person sweet or romantic. And guess what? The same stuff I'm saying to y'all that applies to me. Just because you have a nice encounter doesn't mean that that's going to be that person 24 hours, 7 days a week. But you now created this thing in your head. So now when they don't do it, you salty. Because wisdom will say, that's just a nice gesture. We got to see stand the test of time. We have to see many sides. I see people, and this is no shade to nobody to use in dating apps, like Bumble and Tinder. And they'll be like, well, we met on Tinder and he just wanted to sleep with me. And I was like, well, I'm not on dating apps, but isn't the census that Bumble and Tinder is technically a hookup app? It's a hookup app without saying it. Well, yeah, but still, why he just gonna come at me? What do you mean? Why? That's what the app is pretty much used for. What did you think you were gonna get? Oh, you thought that you were the diamond in the rough. And you thought that that man was gonna see you and be like, even though I'm on here well aware that this is a hookup app, look at her. She just looks like wife material. I'm ready to go marry her. Nah, bruh. I know you thought that you was the one, and I know you thought you was going to pull somebody off of a dating app and think that it was good to go. Child, folks that ain't on dating apps, we got to be mindful. And it's no knock to dating apps. Do you, sweetie? Do you, boo-boo? Do you, bruh? But you understand wisdom? Wisdom says, why get disappointed when a person approached you that way when wisdom allows you to understand what the app does and what the app is primarily used for? I have never in my life, I don't even know what the app looks like in terms of logo, but because of the things that I hear, and I'm not on the apps and I've never been on the apps, and I know that. So if you're on the app and you signed up, I know you know what it's used for. So wisdom would say, don't get crushed because he approached you that way. Deny and move forward. But understand, wisdom will say, understand your expectation. I'm not saying to throw it away and think that you cannot possibly 1 in a trillion maybe meet somebody that's kind-hearted, because the way women see things on dating apps is not always the same as the way men see things on dating apps. So you going on a dating app thinking, oh, look at me, I'm the sweetest little lady, and I'm gonna find a man on here that's gonna be just as sweet and loving and is looking for the white picket fence. Child, that's 1 in a million. And don't get fooled that in the beginning it appears that way, whether on a dating app or not. So wisdom will help you sift through those things. It'll lessen the blow of disappointment, anger, bitterness, jealousy. We seeing stuff on social media. Oh, I would wish I was so-and-so, so-and-so. Wisdom would say, why would you wish that you were somebody that you know nothing about? How about wish that you were yourself? God, allow me to change my circumstance. See, God, let me see the areas that I have to work on, where I can be better at, where I can maximize. God, show me what to do if I'm skilled with my hands, skilled with my words, skilled with my ears. What am I skilled at, God? What am I gifted at? Let me look at that. Because wisdom says, you want to be so-and-so because of a number? Under the word followers? Wisdom says, sweetie, don't set yourself up for failure. Wisdom says, you trying to buy handbags, purses, and da-da-da-da-da. Wisdom says, how do you know that all the people you follow on social media, how do you know that stuff is real? Because I know you don't know it's real, because you probably been in a Gucci store all of umpteen times. So you chasing after something, and you don't even know that what she got on is real in a picture. You don't even know that the car he got might be rented or leased. You don't even know if the diamonds that he got on is real, because you don't even know what real diamonds is, because really nobody does with the naked eye. That's why they have diamond testers. Even watch this. How you know that the celebrity know that they diamonds is real? Don't you know that they get played more than we do? We not getting played like that because we ain't in no store buying a $100,000 necklace. You know how easy it is to get a celebrity that just came up, or a rapper that just came up, and you say, hey, this is what we finna do. This thing got 100 diamonds in it. Put 70 of them in there. That's real. And put the other 15. I'm sorry. I thought I said 75. You put 70 real diamonds in there and put the other 30 fake. Who finna say something? Because the people around them don't know either. Y'all don't realize how people really be getting played. But they so driven by, yeah, I gotta have this necklace and da-da-da. Child, how can you prove that the jeweler got the... How you know where the jeweler getting his diamonds from? He ain't over in Sierra Leone digging up diamonds. How do you know that? Because of what he said? Because he gave you a certificate? Because he gave you a card where you can open up an envelope and feel important? You understand what wisdom does? Now, if you want to buy it, go for it, but don't be played. Don't be silly and think, oh yeah, I can never get played. I can never get fake jewelry. Y'all have not heard so many celebrities talk about how companies have sold them fake jewelry, fake watches, fake bust down rollies. Come on, guys. You don't know if your Gucci is real. You ain't never been over to the Gucci factory. Y'all don't even know where it's at. But you try to keep up with the Joneses instead of being wise with your money. That's what wisdom says. It ain't nothing wrong with looking nice. It ain't nothing wrong if you want it. But don't be foolish. You understand? I don't buy nice stuff because I'm trying to keep up with the Joneses. I buy it because I like it. And if I don't want it, I don't have it. But I'm not finna buy something for a status to look important, because that's the narrative that society pushes. That's what wisdom says. Wait a minute, hold on. Before you go do da-da-da, are you doing this because of a society norm? Because of what society is trying to push? Because you lack validation? You lack self-esteem? Why are you doing this? Why are you buying this? Why are you saying this? Why are you posting this? That's what wisdom will do. It'll check you, and it'll help you, and it'll guide you. And if you don't know, now you know. I love y'all. We'll talk soon.